Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox fan coming to you from Al Red Sox fan YouTube channel, and we're going to come to the conclusion of our 1967 World Series replay between the Cardinals and the Red Sox. What if Tony Conigliaro and Sparky Lyle played? No home team has won a game yet. The trend will be either hold or be broken. If the trend holds, the Cardinals will take the World Series 4-3. If the Red Sox break the trend, they will take the World Series 4-3. Cardinals have won 3 games here at Fenway, including the first 2. And then Boston went to Busch Stadium in St. Louis and swept 3. Cardinals came back on the verge of elimination to win Game 6, and that brings us to the one and done, winner take all, 7th game in our retro replay What If World Series. Let's get to the lineups. Starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals is Bob Gibson. He has started 2 games. He has 1 win and 1 no decision. Could easily be 2-0. And in 1967, had a record of 13-7 with a 2.98 earned run average. He will be opposed by gentleman Jim Lonborg for the Boston Red Sox. Lonborg is 1-1 in the series, and in 1967 was 22-9, won the Cy Young Award with a 3.16 earned run average. The starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals: Lou Brock leading off in left, batting second, Curt Flood in center, batting third, Roger Maris in right. The National League MVP, Orlando Cepeda, bats fourth for the Cardinals, and he plays first base. Batting fifth, doing the catching, Tim McCarver. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Mike Shannon. He's had a lot of issues defensively at third. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Julian Javier. Batting eighth, Donald Maxwell at short. Batting ninth, towing the rubber, the pitcher, Bob Gibson. For the Boston Red Sox, again hoping to break the trend of no team winning a home game, leading off, playing third base, Joe Foy. He gets his 3rd consecutive start. Batting second, the second baseman, Mike Andrews. Batting third, the MVP of the American League and Triple Crown winner, Carl Yastrzemski, and he's in left field. Batting fourth, Tony Conigliaro, and he is in right. He's hit the ball quite well in this series. Batting fifth is the boomer, George C. Scott, playing first base. Batting sixth, the switch-hitting center fielder, Reggie Smith. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Rico Petrocelli. Batting eighth, the cast-off from the New York Yankees doing the catching, Elston Howard. And batting ninth, on the mound for the Boston Red Sox here in Game 7, gentleman Jim Lonborg. Lou Brock leads off. He has hit 2 leadoff home runs to start off ball games in this series. And gentleman Jim Lonborg has a control factor 10 through 55. He's good for 29 batters before fatigue sets in. Bob Gibson, control factor 10 through 59, and he's good for 29 batters. Lonborg's ready, picks up the sign from Elston Howard. Game 7 is on its way. Here's the pitch to Lou Brock, and that is a 35. We read the green die first. 35, and Lonborg is in control, so we go off the Lonborg card. No error check. Lefties need a 0 through 22 to reach, and that is a 41. And a 41 is a big swing and a miss. He strikes out Lou Brock. So gentleman Jim Lonborg starts the game off in style, retiring Brock via the K. That'll bring up Curt Flood. Righty-righty matchup. Howard wiggles the fingers. Here's the pitch to Flood, and that is a 54. Lonborg just stays in control. And again, they go to the Lonborg card, and righties off Lonborg need a 0 through 20, and that is a 75. And a 75 is a line shot, and Foy makes the nice backhanded grab on the line shot at third. Good reaction by Joe Foy. So 2 up, 2 down. And here's Roger Maris. Maris homered off Lonborg in his first start at Fenway in Game 2. He digs in. He awaits the Lonborg offering. Here's the pitch to Roger Maris, and that is a 61. So we go to the Maris card, and Maris off righties needs a 0 through 44, and that's a 13, and a 13 is a walk. So it will not be a 1-2-3 inning. Good at bat by Maris. Fouled off a few pitches and did not chase high. So 2 outs, Maris at first, and here comes the baby bull, Orlando Cepeda, National League MVP. Lonborg's ready to work. He kicks and fires to Cepeda. The yellow dice has jumped the shark. That's a 53. We will not need the yellow die, most likely. 53. Well, actually, we will. Go to the Lonborg card. Righty-righty matchup, 0 through 20. And that is a 60. And a 60 is a slowly hit ground ball. And let's see if we can see the yellow die. Right back to Lonborg. It's a 1. And he throws to first for the out. The side is retired. The walk does not hurt. So Lonborg faced 4 batters. They'll go down to 25 now. And the Red Sox will come up. In the bottom of the first, Foy, Andrews, and Yastrzemski to face the intense one, Bob Gibson. Everything's on the line here in Game 7. Gibson, 1 win, 1 no decision, could easily be 2-0. The Red Sox rallied in a huge Game 4 to win 3-1 past Gibson. Gibson left the game with the lead. We have retrieved the yellow die. All right, here's Joe Foy to lead things off. Foy's a right-handed batter to face Bob Gibson. Again, Gibson has a 10 through 59 control factor. McCarver sets the target. Here's the pitch to Joe Foy from Gibson. That is a 10. So Gibson is in control. 0 through 19 Foy needs. And that is a 68. And a 68 is a slowly hit ground ball towards the shortstop, Dahl Maxwell. He charges in, quick release and throw to Cepeda, 1 down. Scoring at home, that goes 6-3. No error checks off the pitcher card, only off the batter's card. So 1 out, no one on for the second baseman, Mike Andrews. Gibson kicks and fires to Andrews, and that's a 70. So we go to the Andrews card. Andrews' righty-righty matchup needs 0 through 41, and that's a 43. Swing and a miss. Gibson blows the fastball by him. So there's 2 outs, no one on, and here comes Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz looking to drive something here. Gibson nods his head. McCarver sets the target. Here's the pitch to Yastrzemski, and that is a 0-1, so that will be a range play. A range play. We're only playing range plays. Let's see who it will be to. That's a 32. And that ball is hit to the second baseman, Julian Javier, for the Cardinals. Javier's range is a 79. And that is not stellar in this game. And that is a 74, a 79 on a 74 is a single. So Yastrzemski singles past the dive of Julian Javier. And he keeps the inning alive for Tony Conigliaro. So Yastrzemski's at first. And here comes Tony C. He has hit the ball quite well in this series in our What If Tony Conigliaro and Sparky Lyle played. Lyle actually has 2 wins in this series, though 1 was not deserved. He blew the save, but was pitcher of record when the Red Sox rallied back. Here's the pitch from Gibson to Conigliaro, and that is a 77. We go to the Tony Conigliaro card. Righty-righty matchup. He needs a 0 through 44, and that is a 31. And Tony Conigliaro's hot hitting continues, and a 31 is a single to right field. And there will be an error check on Roger Maris. No error. Fields the ball cleanly. And station to station go the Red Sox as Yastrzemski advances to second. Conigliaro is at first. So after getting the first two batters out, Yastrzemski and Conigliaro single. First and second, 2 outs for the Boomer George, the Boomer Scott. It's been feast or famine for Scott. He's hit the ball really well or struck out. Chance to put the Red Sox in the lead here. Bottom of the first, game 7, no score. 2 outs, 2 on. Here's the pitch to Scott from Gibson, and that's a 30. And we go to the Gibson card. And again, Scott, a right-handed batter, needs 0 through 19, and he will not get it. That is a 54 as Bob Gibson slams the door on the 54. That is a ground ball to the shortstop, Maxville. He has it, and he throws to first. Side is retired. So the Red Sox strand 2. Gibson faces 5 batters, so his fatigue, before fatigue kicks in, he can face 24 more batters. So after 1, there is no score. We go to the top of the second. In game 7, winner take all. Due up for the Cardinals, McCarver, Shannon, and Julian Javier to face Gentleman Jim Lonborg. Lonborg picks up the sign from Elston Howard. Here's the pitch to Tim McCarver, left-handed batter, and that is a 72. We go to the McCarver card. In 1967, McCarver hit .304 off right-handed pitching, and he needs a 0 through 48, and he gets a 33, and a 33 is a single to right field, and Tony Conigliaro cutting it off in the gap, and Conigliaro, 97 on the air check, and he boots the ball. Picks it up, fires towards second, but McCarver slides in safely. So that's a single and an E9 on Tony Conigliaro. Go ahead run in scoring position for Mike Shannon. Let's check out Shannon's bunting ability. He's a 60. Let's go to the sacrifice bunt chart. 60 on a sacrifice bunt. A successful bunt, again, that's not really good. 0 through 39. Zero through 39. He will swing away. Here's the pitch from Lonborg to Shannon, swinging away, and that is a 0-3. It will be a range check for a Red Sox fielder, and that's a 45 on the range check. That ball is hit to the third baseman, Joe Foy. Joe Foy's range is not stellar at third. It's 87. Not horrible, but not stellar. Ooh, we don't need the yellow dye there. And that's an 84, and I believe that will be a hit. So an 87 and an 84, and that's a single. And holding at third, as that's a single to left, Yastrzemski puts a good charge on it, is McCarver. So first and third, no outs, and Gentleman Jim Lonborg's in a bit of a pickle here. And here comes Julian Javier. Javier has been quite a clutch hitter in this series. Red Sox open to turn 2. They'll give up the run. Here's the pitch to Julian Javier. And Lonborg deals a 47. They go to the Lonborg card. He's in control, 10 through 55. Javier, right-handed batter, needs 0 through 20. And he gets a 39. And a 39 is a swing and a miss. So Lonborg reaches back and blows a fastball past Julian Javier. Now a double play ball will end the inning, as Shannon is at first, McCarver at third, and here comes Dahl Maxville. Maxville has hit a home run to everyone's surprise in this series, off the pitcher's card, as it just scraped over the green monster and out. Maxville, right-handed batter, digs in, ready to grip and rip. Howard wiggles the fingers. Lonborg nods his head. Here's the pitch to Dahl Maxville, and that is a 28 off the Lonborg card. And a 29, another strikeout. Gentleman Jim Lonborg sets him up with a fastball, but gets the swing and a miss on the curve. So After a single, an error, and a single, it's now 2 outs, 2 on, runners on the corners, and it's the pitcher, Bob Gibson. Can Bob Gibson help his own cause? Lonborg looking to strike out the side after the 2 singles and the error by Tony Conigliaro in right. Lonborg ready to work. He deals to his counterpart, Bob Gibson, and that is a 61. We go to the Cardinal pitcher card, and that is a 50. And a 50, a swing and a miss! Lonborg strikes out the side after giving up the 2 singles. He pitches around the error. We go to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. What a job by gentleman Jim Lonborg here in Game 7. Lonborg has now struck out 4, faced 5 batters, so he goes to 20 batters he can still face before fatigue sets in. And in the bottom of the second, the 67 Red Sox will send up Reggie Smith, Rico Petrocelli, and Elston Howard to face Bob Gibson. Reggie Smith, switch-hitting center fielder, will be batting lefty. McCarver sets the target. Gibson deals to Reggie Smith, and that is a 25 off the Gibson card. Lefties need a 0 through 20, and that's a 90, and that's a fly ball. Lifted out to left field. Lou Brock is there and makes the catch. That's 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Now bring up Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli, shortstop for the Red Sox. Bit of pop in that bat. McCarver goes through the signs. Gibson nods his head. He rocks and fires to Petrocelli. That is a 32 off the Gibby card. And again, a right-handed batter needs 0 through 19, and he will not get it. That's a 50, and that's a strikeout. So Gibson throws the high heat past the chasing Petrocelli, and that's 2 up and 2 down for Elston Howard. Howard acquired from the Yankees after they released him in '67. And he struggled against right-handed pitching. Still a fine defensive catcher at this advanced age, but only batted .084 off righties. Gibson works quickly to the former Yankee Elston Howard, and that is a 0-5. It will be a range check. Let's see who the Cardinal fielder will be. 71 on the range check. A 71 is to the left fielder, Lou Brock. Lou Brock's range is 81. Will he make the catch? That's a 39 and an 81. Brock racing after it. He puts the dive, and he has it. Lou Brock makes the catch, pops up, and jogs in like nothing happened. Side is retired. Nice catch by Lou Brock on Elston Howard, robbing him of possible extra bases. We go to the top of the third, still scoreless here at Fenway. Game 7, winner take all. Retro replay of our '67 What If World Series if Tony Conigliaro and Sparky Lyle played. Due up in the top of the third for the Cardinals, Brock, Flood, and Maris. Brock struck out against Gentleman Jim his first time up. And actually, before we do anything, So now Gibson's good for 21 batters as he faced the minimum of 3. All right, there's Lonborg towing the rubber. Peers in, picks up the sign from Elston Howard. Here's the pitch to the leadoff batter, Lou Brock. That's a 52. It still stays in the control factor. Again, Lonborg's control factor, 10 through 55. Lefties off Lonborg, 0 through 22 reach safely, and that is a 36. Lonborg is wheeling and dealing. He strikes out Brock for a second time, painting the corner with the fastball. 1 out. Lonborg, that's strikeout number 5. Here comes Curt Flood. He lined out to Joe Foy, who made a nice lunging backhanded catch at third. Here's the pitch to Flood from Lonborg. That's a 20. Lonborg is wheeling and dealing. And that's a 55. And a 55 is a hard hit ball to Foy. He gobbles it up and throws to Scott at first. 2 down. So Flood finds Foy once again. 2 outs, base is empty. Maris walked his first time up. Lonborg's looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Arms down to his chest. He rocks and fires to Roger Maris. and that's a 23. Lefties need a 0 through 22 off the Lonborg card. That's a 45. Go grab some pine. You have just struck out Roger Maris. As Lonborg strikes out 2 out of 3, the side is retired. He's now struck out 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, excuse me, in 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless. Here in Fenway, Game 7, winner take all. Due up for the Red Sox, Gentleman Jim Lonborg in the top of the order, Joe Foy and Mike Andrews. Here at Fenway Park, we have Itinerary Hobbyist. Hello! How are you doing? As he's rooting for the Cards, check out that great military strategy channel, Itinerary Hobbyist. And now we have his partner in crime, the original Grognard with the Boo Ghost. Also another wonderful military strategy channel, and both of them have a little bit of sports on there too. So both wonderful channels, please check them out. If you have not subscribed, please do so and become a member of our wonderful community, which we are all part of. All right, here comes Gentleman Jim Lonborg to face Bob Gibson. Gibson wants to make quick work out of Gentleman Jim. Here's the pitch from Gibson to Lonborg. That's a 29. We go off the Gibby card. Righty-righty matchup. And that is a 12! Bob Gibson gives up a single right back through his wickets as Lonborg smashes it to center. So Gentleman Jim Lonborg singles, and it's actually to right. My faux pas. 8 through 11 is to center. That goes to right. It was a 12. But Lonborg singles. He helps his own cause. He's at first. And here comes Joe Foy. Foy is a 70 bunter. Lonborg and all Red Sox pitchers' running speed is 70. We have not had great success, the 67 Red Sox, when trying to move runners over on the bunt. 70, we got to look at that sacrifice with Gibson on the mound. And we go to the sacrifice chart, and a 70 needs a 0 through 49 for a successful bunt. All right. And Joe Foy batted .235, though he did have 12 home runs off right-handed pitching. He's going to swing away. We're rolling the dice, literally. Gibson deals to Foy. Lonborg at first. Here's the pitch, and that is a 0-3, another range check. Let's see who the Cardinal fielder will be, and that's a 0-2. It'll be Bob Gibson. So it's going to be Bob Gibson, and he fields his position quite well. This could be a double play ball here, as his range is 95, and that is a 56. And a 95 and a 56 is an out. Fielder makes a great diving stab, knocks it down. It says all runners hold. So I'm going to... Fielder makes a great... Oh, a great diving catch. All runners hold. So Foy lines out as Gibson takes it one, falling towards the third base side, lunges and makes the diving catch. Quickly getting back to first is Gentleman Jim Lonborg. What a play by Bob Gibson. So 1 out, 1 on for Mike Andrews. Andrews ready to grip and rip. Here's the pitch. And Gibson deals Andrews a 45. He is in control. Andrews needs a 0 through 19. He will not get it. That's a 69, and that is a line shot out to right field. He goes the other way. And making the catch is Roger Maris. So they've hit the ball hard off Gibby in this inning, but they only have one base runner to show for it. So 2 outs, Lonborg will be off on contact, and here comes Carl Yastrzemski. He singled his first time up. Yaz would love to take one over the monster and put the Red Sox up 2-0. Yastrzemski awaits the Bob Gibson offering, the windup and the pitch from Gibby. And that's a 53. Gibson is still in control. And Yastrzemski, left-handed batter, needs a 0 through 20. And that is a 79. And a 79 is a pop-up. On the infield, drifting out to right. That's coming in as Maris, going out as Javier. And Maris calls him off and makes the catch. The wind played funny tricks with that one, but Maris makes the catch. And the side is retired. We go to the top of the fourth, still scoreless here in Fenway. Bob Gibson faced 4 batters. He's now good for 17 batters. We go to the top of the fourth, due up for the Cardinals to face gentleman Jim Lonborg, who's good for 20 batters still. Cepeda, McCarver, and Shannon. Orlando Cepeda grounded out to Lonborg his first time up. Here's the pitch to Cepeda from Lonborg, and that is a 15 off the Lonborg card, 0 through 20. Cepeda needs, and he gets a 40, the green die first, a 40, and that is a strikeout. My God, gentlemen, Jim Lonborg gets him with the hook. He is dealing. He is in a zone. That is strikeout number 7 for Lonborg. And now here's Tim McCarver. McCarver singled and reached second base on the Tony Conigliaro error. Got as far as third, as it was first and third, no outs, and then gentleman Jim Lonborg shut the door, striking out Javier, Maxwell, and Gibson. Elston Howard set the target. Here's the pitch to Tim McCarver. That's a 38. Lonborg, off the Lonborg card, lefties, and that's a 63. And a 63 is a bounding ground ball towards second. Andrews has it, flips to Scott, 2 down. So 2 outs, base is empty. Here comes Mike Shannon. He singled his first time up. The windup and the pitch from Lonborg, and that is an 81. So he misses his spot. We go off the Shannon card. Shannon again batted only .236 off right-handed pitchers. He needs a 0 through 34, and he gets a 59. And a 59 is a ground ball right back to Lonborg. Lonborg defense is 94. 83, he knocks the ball down, rushes to pick it up, throws to Scott, and they just get Shannon by the hair of the chinny chin chin, but the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the fourth, still scoreless. Lonborg faces the minimum of 3. He goes to 17 batters he can still face before fatigue sets in. Due up for the Red Sox, Tony Conigliaro, he singled his first time up. George Scott grounded to short, and Reggie Smith flew out to Lou Brock in left. Here's Tony Conigliaro. He has hit the ball quite well in this series. Gibson rocks and fires to Tony C. That's a 43. What will it be? We shall see. Gibson's in control. Conigliaro 0 through 19. It's a 21. Swing and a miss. Gibson blows the high heat past Conigliaro, who is trying to jack it out of the ballpark onto the Mass Pike going west. Instead, he hits nothing but air. 1 away. Now bring up the Boomer, George. Boomer, Scott, first baseman, grounded to short. Here's the pitch from Gibson to Scott, and it's not with love, and that's a 16. We go to the Gibson card again. Righties need 0 through 19. And that is a 36. Another swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Bob Gibson, who now has 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts. Looking to strike out the side, he'll face Reggie Smith. Reggie Smith flew out to Lou Brock in his first at-bat. Smith, switch hitter, batting lefty. McCarver wiggles the fingers, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Reggie Smith, and that is a 0-2, a range play. Who will the fielder be? And that is a 9, so that's going to be a ball that is hit towards the pitcher. And again, Gibson fields his position quite well. His defensive rating is a 99, so there's no error on this. He makes the play. He throws to first on the hard hit ball. Side is retired. 1-3. So 3 up, 3 down, and that's it for the 4th inning. We go to the top of the 5th, still scoreless. And Gibson can now face 14 batters before fatigue sets in. So the top of the 5th, due up for the Cardinals. Julian Javier, he struck out. Dahl Maxville and Bob Gibson, all 3 strikeout victims in the 2nd inning against Gentleman Jim Lonborg. As the original Grognard says in the chat, we might be seeing a sports video posted on my channel tomorrow, maybe. Ooh, is it female wrestling? Is it your wrestling league? That would be fun. All right, so here's Lonborg back up on the hill. Peers in at Elston Howard. He deals to Julian Javier, and that's a 26. Off the Lonborg card, righties need 0 through 20. And that's a 93. That's a fly ball. And that's carrying to left. Yastrzemski going back at the wall, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Nice play by Carl Yastrzemski. So 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Now bring up Dahl Maxville, a strikeout victim of Gentleman Jim. No mercy shown by Gentleman Jim. Here's the pitch to Maxville, and that's a 22 off the Lonborg card. And that's a 43. Go grab some pine, son. You have just been struck out once again via the curveball. Swing and a miss. Lonborg, is that his 8th? I believe that's his 8th K in 4 2/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ks. And here comes Bob Gibson, looking to strike out his counterpart one more time. Gibby looking to grip and rip. Here's the pitch to Gibson from Lonborg, and that is a 47. Lonborg still in control. And an 82. Gibson hits this ball up in the air. Howard, behind the plate, throws off his mask, starts heading towards the screen. The ball starts blowing back towards the plate. He sticks with it and makes the catch. Side is retired. Nice play by Elston Howard. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still scoreless here at Fenway. Game 7, winner take all. There is no tomorrow. Due up for the Red Sox, Rico Petrocelli, Elston Howard, and Jim Lonborg. Petrocelli struck out against Gibson his first time. And let me adjust the fatigue factor here for Lonborg before I forget. So from 17, he faced 3. He's good for 14 batters before fatigue sets in. All right, Petrocelli awaits the Bob Gibson offering. He doesn't have to wait long. Here's the pitch, and that's a 55. Gibby still in control. Again, Petrocelli needs a 0 through 19. He gets a 46, and he Ks for the 2nd time. Again, a fastball blown by Rico Petrocelli. So that's 1 out. And here's Elston Howard. He flew out to Lou Brock. McCarver goes through the signs, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Howard, and that is a 72. We go to the Elston Howard card. So Howard might have a chance here, but again, he hit under 100 against righties. And off of his own card, it's worse. He needs a 0 through 16. And he gets a 2! He works a walk! Elston Howard, oh, that's a 20. That's a 20. My faux pas. It's a 20. He strikes out. See, sometimes my dyslexia kicks in. And even though I'm supposed to read the green die first, I go to that red die. So he strikes out. Another strikeout for Gibson. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts. And here comes Jim Lonborg. Lonborg singled his first time up on a range play. Gibson deals to Lonborg. That's a 33 righty-righty matchup. Lonborg needs a 0 through 19. 91 as Lonborg lifts this ball out. That's going to carry. Going back is Kurt Flood. Lonborg almost burned him, but Flood makes the running catch over the shoulder. The side is retired. Gentleman Jim Lonborg amped up at the plate, has hit the ball quite well, but nothing comes of it as he flies out. Nice play by Flood in center. We go to the top of the 6th. No score. Gibson faced 3 batters. He's good for 11 now. Due up in the top of the 6th for the Cardinals in this very intense scoreless ball game. Elin has joined us in the chat. Check out Elin's fictional sports universe. He just did a wonderful game. I'm not going to give it away, between the Indians and the Washington Nationals. I think that was game 3 of his World Series matchup. And it was a very fun game. Check it out. So due up for the Cardinals, the top of the order, Brock, Flood, and Maris. Lou Brock has been a strikeout victim twice against Gentleman Jim Lonborg. Howard wiggles the fingers. Here's the pitch to Brock. And that is a 90. We go to the Brock card, looking to do damage. Brock off righties, 0 through 44, and that's a 77. There will be an error check because it's off the batter's card. 77. A 77 is a hard hit ball. A line shot. Mike Andrews leaps in the air. His defense is a 94, and he snares it. What a play by Mike Andrews. Lou Brock not catching any breaks here. You want to keep Brock off the base paths. A walk or a single is going to turn into a double, as he's going to steal second with ease. So nice play by Mike Andrews to keep the speedy one, Lou Brock, off the base paths. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And that will bring up Kurt Flood, who is lined to Joe Foy and grounded hard to Joe Foy. He'd like to hit it to someone else besides Joe Foy. Here's the pitch from Lonborg to Flood, and it's not with love. And that's an 82. As Lonborg not hitting the spots, we go to the Kurt Flood card, righty-righty matchup, 0 through 45, and that is an 89. That ball is lifted out to the outfield. Shallow left. Coming in is Yastrzemski. Going out is Foy. Foy calling off Yaz. And he makes the catch! Great defense shown by the infield here by the Boston Red Sox. Foy calls off Yastrzemski and makes the tough catch in shallow left. So 2 down, no one on. Scoreless game, top of the 6th, game 7, winner take all. A retro replay, what if 1967 World Series, Tony Conigliaro and Sparky Lyle played for the Boston Red Sox. Maris is 0 for 1. He is struck out and walked. He has homered off Lonborg. Lonborg kicks and fires to Maris, and that is a 78. We go to the Maris card. Maris against righties needs a 0 through 44. 67. A 67 is a slowly hit ground ball. And charging in is Mike Andrews from second. He barehands it. He throws to first, 91, but his defense is a 94. Scooping it out of the dirt is the Boomer, and the side is retired. Nice job all the way around on that one. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still scoreless here in Fenway. Lonborg faces the minimum. He goes from 14 to 11 batters faced before fatigue sets in. As Itinerary Hobby says, there is no tomorrow unless this goes a recent 19-inning game that went into the next day. That is true. Good point. my friend Todd, the itinerary hobbyist. I would like to get yourself and OG on a chat with Al to talk military strategy games. If you'd like, if you're available at some point in the near future. And I promise to be good. I won't say anything stupid. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. And due up for the Red Sox. What a pitcher's duel here. Is the top of the order, Joe Foy, Mike Andrews, and Carl Yastrzemski. Joe Foy is 0 for 2. How do you do? Gibson rocks and fires to Foy. And that is a 99. Gibson definitely not in control of that. Righty-righty matchup. Joe Foy, 0 through 38. And that's an 11. And Foy works a walk. Does not chase the high heat. So Foy is on. And here comes Mike Andrews. And this definitely calls for a sacrifice bunt. Mike Andrews is a 95 bunter. This is practically a sure thing. Again, I've read through the rules 5 times. It does not matter, infield, in, whatever. It just goes off the sacrifice bunt chart. And I'm going to do a little more research on that. Maybe I'm just missing a little thing on that. So he's going to sacrifice bunt. 95 bunter, 0 through 74 is a good sacrifice. So you can only do it once per batter. Here's the pitch. Andrew squares, and it's a 58. And a 58 is fielded by the third baseman. He charges in, but his only plays to first, and he throws to Cepeda. Advancing to second on the sacrifice bunt is Foy. So Mike Andrews does his JOB, 5-3 sack bunt, which does not count as an official at bat. So 1 out, base is open at first, runner at second. Tony Conigliaro on deck, but Carl Yastrzemski is at the plate. Gibson will not walk Yaz. So here's a clash of titans once again. Yastrzemski, American League MVP, Triple Crown winner, facing the great one, Bob Gibson, only 13-7 in 1967. He was injured early in the year. I believe he had a broken leg. Our good friend, if I remember my good friend Greg Gurecki from the great white north in Canada, if I remember him correctly. Here's the pitch from Gibson to Yastrzemski. Foy's at second. That is a 60, 6-0, just out of Bob Gibson's control factor, which is 10 through 59. So Yastrzemski, against right-handed pitching, hit .323 with 38 home runs. Here's the pitch to Yaz, and that's a 33. And what will it be? We shall see. On a 33, that is a single to right. So Yastrzemski singles to right. 1 out, runner at second. Runner going from second to home on any single. Subtract 10 from the runner's speed rating. If 2 outs, don't subtract any. So Foy plus whatever Maris's arm is, and Maris's arm is a -5, so that's -15 if we send him. And that would be a 62 if we send him. 62%. Tony Conigliaro is on deck. He has singled and struck out. We're going to hold him. We're going to hold him at third. .62 and under, he scores. They're going to wave him around. Foy being waved around. Here's the throw by Maris, and he is gunned out at the plate. 92. Nuts. I should have stuck with my first instinct. What a throw by Maris. McCarver blocks the plate and applies the tag. Yastrzemski's denied the RBI. And I'm not quite sure about the advance rule, so we'll hold him at first. Actually, let me just look at that. Let me just look at that before I say that. Let's just go back to the handy-dandy chart here. And it doesn't give the secondary runner I mean, in reality, a throw to the plate that goes through the runner most likely is at second. But I'm not going to do that because I haven't done it all series. I will come up with something if I don't figure it out. I think ID Gesture said something. I got to talk to him. So, as Itinerary Hobby said, I would have rolled for it. I did. I had the worst luck when rolling for that stuff. That's why I was like, I don't know. So, Foy is out 9-2. What a throw by Maris. McCarver does a great job blocking the plate and applying the tag. So there's 2 outs now. Yastrzemski's at first, as they did a good job deking the cutoff. And here comes Tony Conigliaro. He's singled and struck out. So the Cardinals keep it a scoreless game, thanks to Roger Maris. Conigliaro, he's ready, looking for something to tee it high and let it fly. Gibson nods his head. McCarver sets a target. Here's the pitch to Conigliaro, and that is a 13. We go to the Gibson card. Again, Tony C needs a 0 through 19. He will not get it. That's a 68. No error check. That 68 is a slowly hit ball to Cepeda. Cepeda fields it, and it's a foot race to the bag between Conigliaro and Gibson, and Gibson just steps on it as Cepeda flips him the ball, and the side is retired as that goes 3-1. So the Cardinals dodge the bullet as Maris guns down Joe Foy at the plate on the Yastrzemski single. And Conigliaro grounds out. Side retired. We go to the top of the 7th, still scoreless, in a tremendous pitching matchup here. Gibson faced 4 batters, and he is now down to 7 batters he can face as we go to the top of the 7th. 2 up for the Cardinals in the top of the 7th. Cepeda, McCarver, and Shannon. No score. The baby bull, Orlando Cepeda, is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to Lonborg and struck out. Lonborg with a deep breath, arms down to his chest. He kicks and deals to Cepeda, and that's a 24. Lonborg dealing and wheeling. Cepeda needs a 0 through 20, and that is a 6-9. A 6-9 is a slowly hit ground ball to the left side. Rico Petrocelli comes charging in. Quick release and throws out Cepeda at first. 6-3 if you're scoring at home. 1 down. Here's Tim McCarver. McCarver singled. Reached second on the error by Conigliaro on the single. Advanced to third on the single by Mike Shannon. The Cardinals' best opportunity, first and third, no outs. Gentleman Jim Lonborg said no problem. He struck out Javier, Maxwell, and Gibson to retire the top of the 2nd. We stay scoreless. One out, no one on. Here's the pitch to McCarver from Lonborg. That is a 6-9, and Lonborg having trouble with the lefty Tim McCarver. We go to the McCarver card. McCarver needs against righties 0 through 48, and that's a 53. Swing and a miss! Nope, ground ball. My faux pas. My eyes played tricks on me. 49 through 52 is a swing and a miss, or a strikeout. That is a hard hit ground ball, 7, and that is to the first baseman, George the Boomer Scott. There will be an error check, so that's the difference. On a swing and a miss, there's no error check. So I wanted to make sure I got that right. And Scott's defense is a 96, so 96 and under. He makes the play. 72, he makes a nice play, waves off. Lonborg steps on the bag, so he retires McCarver unassisted. So 2 down with Mike Shannon coming up. He's 1 for 3. He has singled and grounded to Lonborg. 2 outs, top of the 7th, no score. Howard sets a target. Here's the pitch to Mike Shannon, and that is a 22 off the Lonborg card. Righty-righty matchup. As we know, 0 through 20, that's what Shannon needs. That's a 65. A 65. A slowly hit ground ball to George the Boomer Scott. He charges in. has it, turns, fires towards Lonborg, and he steps on the bag, and they get Shannon. So once again, Shannon grounds out, this time to the Boomer at first. Nice play by the Boomer and Lonborg. Side is retired. Lonborg faces the minimum. That's 3. He's good for 8 more batters. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Still scoreless here at Fenway. Game 7, winner take all. Due up for the Red Sox to face Bob Gibson, who's still good for 7 batters. Scott, Reggie Smith, and Rico Petrocelli. George the Boomer Scott 0 for 2. He's grounded to short and struck out. Scott at any moment could break out, though, and jack one over the fence. Here's the pitch from Gibson to the Boomer, and that's a 37. The Boomer needs a 0 through 19. That's a 76. A 76 is a hard line shot out to right, racing towards the line as Scott goes the other way. Is Roger Maris, and he makes the catch. Roger Maris. Fine job out and right, as he has thrown out Joe Foy at the plate and has made another very good catch. So 1 out, and here's Reggie Smith. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out to Brock and grounded to Bob Gibson. Gibson picks up the sign from McCarver. Here's the pitch to Reggie Smith, batting lefty, the switch hitter. That's an 84, so we go to the Reggie Smith card, and Reggie Smith off righties batted .234, and he needs a 0 through 38. And that's a 73, and there will be an error check. 73 is another hard hit ball, and that's a line shot right back at Gibson. He quickly gets his glove up, error check, and he snares it. As Gibson's defense is a 99, so he can't make an error, to be honest with you. You don't go any higher than 99. I don't even know why I rolled. So Gibson, again, great reflexes, and in self-defense, makes the catch on the hard-hit ball, heading towards his Kanaka. So 2 outs, base is empty for Rico Petrocelli, and he'll be having nightmares of Bob Gibson. He has struck out twice in this game. Gibson, remember, 1 win and 1 no decision. This is his 3rd start of the World Series. Here's the pitch to Petrocelli, and that is a 25 off the Gibson card. Petrocelli 0 through 19. That's what he needs. He will not get it. That's a 49, and you know what he just got? A swing and a miss. Petrocelli gets the hat trick you don't want. He has struck out 3 times. Side is retired. Gibson faces the minimum of 3. He's good for 4 more. We go to the top of the 8th. Scoreless here. Game 7 at Fenway. No home team has won a home game. The Cardinals came into Fenway, took the first 2. Looking to sweep, they go back to St. Louis. The Red Sox win 3 in a row. They come back to Boston. They were bludgeoned 7-1 in Game 6, and we are in Game 7, 0-0. Top of the 8th. Bob Gibson has now struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 batters. And here's Jim Lonborg back up on the hill. Good for 8 more batters before fatigue sets in. And he has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batters. And he's going to face Julian Javier, Dahl Maxwell, and Bob Gibson. There's not going to be any pinch hitters for Bob Gibson. Imagine trying to take Bob Gibson out of this game. He would gouge your eyeballs out. And that's what you loved about Bob Gibson. So here's Julian Javier. He has struck out and flown out to Yastrzemski. Here's the pitch from Lonborg to Javier. And that is a 68. Let me make sure I have the right. Yep, Julian Javier. Okay. And 68. So Lonborg does not hit his spot. We go to the Javier card. Javier has been a fairly clutch hitter. And he needs a 0 through 36. And he gets a 49. And you know what that is, folks? Swing and a miss on the big curveball. Strikeout number 9. Love potion number 9. for Jim Lonborg. 1 down. Here's Dahl Maxville. It's ironic. Between the two shortstop for both teams, they have struck out 5 times. Maxville twice, Petrocelli 3 times. Maxville does not want to get number 3 like his counterpart for the Red Sox, Petrocelli did. Here's the pitch to Dahl Maxville, and that is a 54. Still barely staying in control is Jim Lonborg. Maxville needs a 0 through 20, and he gets a 68. The good news is he does not strike out. The bad news is it's a bounding ground ball to Rico Petrocelli. He's up with it, and he throws to first for the out. So 2 up, 2 down. And here comes Bob Gibson. Gibson is 0 for 2. He struck out and popped out to Elston Howard. Can Gibson supply some power here? Lonborg works quickly to his counterpart, Bob Gibson. And that's a 95, so we go to the Cardinal hitters card. Righty-righty matchup. Righty-righty-righty. Get your righties here. And that is a 0 through 22 to reach safely. And Gibson gets a 26. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Side is retired. As Lonborg picks up strikeout number 10. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Lonborg faced the minimum 3. He's still good for 5. Unbelievable pitchers duel here. And it will be Howard, Lonborg, and Joe Foy. Depending what Elston Howard does, there might be a pinch hitter. Then again, most likely not. Lonborg is in a zone. Elston Howard has struggled against righties in the series and in real life. He batted .084. We definitely don't want to bring Gibson in. Is it Joe Gibson? Oh no, he has a decent arm. We have 2 other catchers on the roster. Russ Gibson, -10, range 81, defense 99. Ryan batted 198 off righties. Russ Gibson 171. Ken Hawk Harrelson 189. George Thomas 255 off righties. He has not got a hit in his pinch hitting appearances. Then we have Jerry Adair and Dalton Jones. We are going to go with Dalton Jones. He hit 301. 301 off righties. Here comes the left-handed batting Mr. Utility Man, Dalton Jones. He had 2 starts at third base in the 2 or 3 in the series to start off the series. So here's Dalton Jones. He's going to pinch hit for Elston Howard. As we write him down in the book, Dalton Jones. Left-handed batter. Again, he batted 301 off righties. Gibson gave up a .236 batting average against lefties. Dalton Jones has homered in the series. Bottom of the 8th, no score. Here's the pinch hitter, Dalton Jones. Digs in the left-hander's batter's box, looking to grip and rip. Gibson's ready to work. He rocks and fires to Dalton Jones. That's a 53. Gibson is in control. And a lefty needs a 0 through 20. And that's a 47. A hard hit ball to the second baseman, Javier. He's up with it. He throws to Cepeda, 1 away. So Dalton Jones is retired. To start off, the bottom of the 8th, 4-3. And Jim Lonborg will hit. Lonborg has hit the ball quite well. He's 1 for 2. Gibson deals to Lonborg, and that is a 0-5, a range play. That's how he got his first. That's how he got his hit. And that is a 0-7, which means a 0-7 will be to Gibson. This is academic. He's a 99. Hard hit ball. He snares it, throws to first for out number 2. So Lonborg continues to hit the ball hard. But Bob Gibson says none shall pass. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the top of the order and Joe Foy. Foy was thrown out at the plate in the bottom of the 6th to keep the game scoreless by Roger Maris as he tried to score on the Yastrzemski single. He had a 62% chance of making it, and our third base coach, itinerary hobbyist, waved him through. So Joe Foy, 0 for 2. He has walked and was thrown out at the plate. Prior to that, he lined out to Cepeda and grounded to Dahl Maxwell at short. Here's the pitch from Gibson to Foy, and that is an 81. So we go to the Foy card against righties. He had 12 home runs, 0 through 38, and that's an 87. An 87 is a ball hit up in the air towards first. Cepeda going out on the outfield grass. Cepeda's defensive rating is a 97, and he makes the catch. Side is retired. We go to the top of the 9th, scoreless. Gibson faces the minimum of 3. He's still good for 1 batter. We need a new catcher, but do we want to keep... We can go double switch, but Dalton Jones does not have good defense. He's an 82 at third, and his range is 88. I mean, Foy's not much better, 83 and 87. Jones, we might go with Jerry Adair at third. We can go double switch. We put the... Oh, no. Lonborg's still pitching. No double switch. What the hell am I saying? Well, I think we got to put Jerry Adair in at third. Jerry Adair's third base rating, he's an 89 defense, but a 99 range. And it's a 0-0 game. And he did have that 2-run homer, pinch hit home run in the game they beat Gibson got the no decision. I think that was the game they got. Anyway, he has a 2-run pinch hit homer. I think we have to put Jerry Adair in at third because he's the better defender. The question is, I can put Adair to bat 8th. No. That's stupid. He would come up before, obviously, because Foy would, that's 9 batters later. But then I'd have to put a weak hitting catcher batting there. We're going to put Jerry Adair in the 8th spot because he's going to come up before the weak hitting catcher, and we want to win the damn game. So Dalton Jones' day is done. He pinch hits, and that's it. I can't put him in for defense. At second, he's a 99 and a 69 range. Mike Andrews is a 94 and an 80 range. I got to go with the 80 range there. And Andrews hit 275 off lefties and 260 off righties, so he's better depending on the pitcher, where Jones just bashed right-handed pitching. So Jerry Adair will go into the 8th spot and play third base. Foy's out of the game. So Jerry Adair goes to third base. And then going into bat in the 1 spot, I'm going to go with Mike Ryan because his range at catcher is an 89 and Russ Gibson is an 80. They're both 96-89 against a 99-81. Both minus 10 arms. Mike Ryan will come in to catch. He'll go into the number 1 slot, which will be 9 batters, as Foy just made the last out. So Mike Ryan comes in to catch. And the other reason why we're going to do that is if they bring in their lefty, we have Russ Gibson on the bench, and he hits 303 off lefties. So Mike Ryan comes in to catch. So the new battery for the Red Sox will be Lonborg and Ryan as his battery mate now. And Jerry Adair is at third base. So the infield is Scott at first, Andrews at second, Petrocelli at short, and Jerry Adair at third. Mike Ryan is now behind the plate. Top of the ninth, no score. What an intense battle this has been. Remember, Joe Foy got thrown out at the plate by Roger Maris. We had a 62% chance of scoring. I have the worst luck on those rolls. As Retro Sports Network Ron says, Al's as nervous as a real manager. You gotta enjoy your game, you know what I'm saying? I tried to play fast. I want to talk to the chat and just enjoy. Win, lose, or draw. And it's the top of the order to face Gentleman Jim Lonborg, Brock, Flood, and Maris. Let's go over this again. I believe Lonborg has 10 Ks. I'm going to have to count them because I don't remember to mark them down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Ks going into the top of the ninth. He's good for 5 batters. Now, in reality, he pitched on short rest. We didn't do that in this game. We didn't do anything with short rest and stuff like that. We just played it out. Both pitchers played it out to their normal capabilities. And he got bludgeoned. He pitched on 2 days rest, I think it was. Game 7. All right. Again, this is a sim for ha-has. Every once in a while I get someone going, it's not real. I had a good one. I had someone say, and I appreciate the comment, on a boxing match. He goes, the result of a decision in that fight is realistic. But that other fighter never throws uppercuts from the outside. So I don't think it's highly realistic, the game or your call. I was like, so the decision is realistic. But because I described a hurt fighter throwing an uppercut from the outside, it's unrealistic. Anyway, I appreciated his comment. I'm pretty sure he gave me a thumbs down. I thanked him for watching. So, but I find that really funny. It's a sim, people. And the fight never really took place. So, anyhow. Alright, here's Lou Brock, 0 for 3. Struck out twice against Lonborg and lined out. Mike Andrews went high in the air to snare it at second. Remember, Lou Brock has 2 home runs in this series along with a triple. Here's the pitch from Lonborg to Brock. And that's a 57. Lonborg is not in control. We go to the Brock card. 0 through 32. And it's a 32! Lou Brock does it again. That is his 3rd home run of the series. The sounds of silence go through Fenway Park. Wait. Al, you looked at the wrong. He's a righty. It's a hit. It's definitely a hit. Against lefties, 0 through 32 is a home run. Against righties, 0 through 44, and a 32 is a double. Woof! And I'm not cheating. I'm going to show you. Hopefully you see that. I looked at the left-handed, left Brock versus lefties, 0 through 32. And a 30 to 32 is a homer. And we got a 32 here, but it's against a righty. And a righty, a 32 is actually a single. So a 24 to a 32 is a single to right. Well, that's a big difference. We'll take that. But Brock is almost like automatic. So Brock singles to start off things in the top of the ninth. And Lonborg is a -10 on the hold. They review the call. No, I just looked at, yes, they did. We did. I looked at the wrong. Again, if it was a left-handed pitcher, he would have had a homer. So Brock's on at first. He's an 88 steal. Okay. So I have to, the steal, sometimes when I played offline, sometimes I have a bad habit of looking at the speed number. He actually has a better steal number of 88. So when stealing second base, there's no modifier. You don't. If he's trying to steal third, you minus 30 than the rest of the stuff. Okay. So stealing a base. 88. Lonborg's a minus 10. That goes to 78. And Mike Ryan's a minus 10. So that goes to 68. Where's Bob Barwick when I need him, the Cardinals fan? Should I steal? That's a 68. I roll so stinky on these rolls. 68% chance of stealing second. I think you got to take that chance. 68% chance. There goes Lou Brock. And it's a 53. He slides in safely. Can't say I'm cheating, that's for sure. So Brock steals second. With no outs. He's in scoring position. As the Cardinals trying to steal one here. In the top of the ninth, no score. Now, if we wanted to steal third, it would be minus 50. Because minus 30 plus the minus 20, and that would be 38. Obviously, we're not going to steal third. And here's Curt Flood. Flood is a 70 bunter, and that's not as good as it sounds. Again, there's no... You just go off the sacrifice bunt chart. So let's just check it out. A 70 bunter's successful 36% of the time. Make sure I got that right here. Oh, no. 49% of the time. I'm sorry. So 0 through 49 is a successful sacrifice bunt. So that's a 50-50 shot there. And I don't like that. Because Brock's in scoring position already with 79 speed. Hmm. 49%. 49%. Flood in today's game is 0 for 3. He's lined out to third, grounded hard out to third, and popped out to third. Flood is due. He will swing away. Lonborg peeks over his shoulder. Brock takes his lead. Here's the pitch to Curt Flood, and that is a 42. Lonborg stays in control. His control factor 10 through 55. Righty-righty matchup, and that's 0 through 20 to reach safely, and it is a 20! And this time the sounds of silence as Curt Flood, I said he was due. He crushes this ball. It's over the Green Monster, and the Cardinals take a 2-0 lead in the top of the ninth. 0 through 20 to reach safely off the Lonborg card for a righty. 19 and 20 are home runs, and re-rolled a green 2 and a red 0, and touching them all is Curt Flood. As Lonborg hangs his head, Yastrzemski hangs his head as the air has just come out of the balloon called the 1967 Impossible Dream Red Sox. Curt Flood has just homered. And tremendous joy and jocularity and jubilation in that Cardinal dugout. As it's 2-0 Cardinals on the 2-run homer by Curt Flood. I said he was due. And he was. Mike Ryan goes out to have a word. Dave Little says, wow, just in time. Thank you for stopping by, Dave. Wow, 2-run homer, Curt Flood. Top of the ninth, 2-0 Cardinals, Game 7. What a pitcher's duel. Ryan goes out to have a word with Lonborg, saying we got to keep it here. Keep it a 2-run deficit. And now Ryan faces Roger Maris, who's 0 for 2. He is walked, struck out, and grounded to second. Here's the pitch to Maris. And that's a 22. We go off the Ryan Lonborg card. Lefties 0 through 22. And that's a 39, and he strikes out Roger Maris, and that's strikeout number 11. But there's no joy in Mudville. The Red Sox are down by 2. There's 2 outs, top of the ninth. As the Cardinals are 3 outs away from winning this World Series. If the Cardinals win, the home team will not have won 1 game on their own field. Here comes the baby bull, Orlando Cepeda. He's 0 for 3. He struck out once. That's a 64. We go to the Cepeda card. Against righties, he needs a 0 through 45, and that's a 33. A 33 is a single to right. Conigliaro, error check, no error. I should have checked for an error on Brock. That's academic now because the home run. I forgot to do the Tony Conigliaro check. So that's a single. And now fatigue has set in. So Lonborg's control factor goes from 10 through 55 to 10 through 50. This will be his last batter, Tim McCarver. This is it. So 10 through 50. Here's the pitch to McCarver. And that's a 52. See, so now he's out of control. He would have been in control. McCarver looking to add on here. Batted .304 against righties, and that's a 74. That will not be a hit. A possible error. A 74 is a hard hit ball. Line shot towards Mike Andrews. He takes a step and a dive. Andrews error check 94, and he makes the catch. 2 down. It's still the sounds of silence and crickets here at Fenway after the 2-run homer by Kurt Flood. You can literally hear the conversations and the jubilation from the Cardinal dugout. And now another -5, so he goes to 10 through 45 against Mike Shannon. Here's the pitch to Shannon, and that is a 13. He's in control, and an 88. That ball's hit up in the air. 88 is a pop-up. Second base. Andrews ranging a little bit to his right. He calls off Scotty, makes the catch, side retired. But you hear the crickets in the stands. Kurt Flood homers to give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead in the top of the ninth. Into the bottom of the ninth. So, Jim Lonborg goes 9, gives up 2 runs, 1 mistake, and it cost him a 2-run homer. He struck out 11. Cardinals get 2. His day is done. Red Sox need 2 to tie it, 3 to win it. Due up here in the bottom of the ninth, Mike Andrews, Carl Yastrzemski, and Tony Conigliaro. Bob Gibson's good for 1 more batter. Gibby has been dominant. And he will stay in the game. His control factor 10 through 59. And he faces Mike Andrews. Andrews 0 for 2. He did have that sacrifice bunt. How big is it that Joe Foy was thrown out at the plate in the bottom of the 6th by Roger Maris? Gibson deals to Mike Andrews. And that's a 44. Didn't matter. He's in control. The 4 green die indicates that. Andrews, right-handed batter, needs a 0 through 19. It's a 70. And a 70 is a slowly hit ground ball to the shortstop, Dahl Maxfield. He's up with it. Fires to first. The Cardinals are 2 outs away. from winning Game 7 and the World Series. The what if Tony Conigliaro and Sparky Lyle played. And here comes, so now fatigue factor sets in. Gibson goes from 10 through 59 to 10 through 54. Here comes the lefty Carl Yastrzemski. Joe Horner, the closer. Lefty's actually batted 259 off of him. Gibson had a better average. Gibson will stay. I wouldn't take Gibson out anyway. They would never take Bob Gibson out in this situation, nor will we. Hello, Tribes fan. How are you? Check out that channel. He just put up the Vita Blue month in review. A lot of close games in his review there for that month for Vita Blue. I watched it this morning. I listened, actually, when I was making breakfast. Good stuff, good stuff. Another fine friend of the community, Tribes fan. Remember, we one for all and all for one. Become a member of our community. If you're a content creator, support one another. We have lots of different content creators, from retro sports, sports talk, comedy, entertainment, movies, TV, all around chat. Best community out there we are. All right, here's the pitch to Yastrzemski. Conigliaro on deck. He's the tying run, and that's where you want to keep it. Gibson rocks and fires to Yastrzemski. That is a 62, and he wouldn't have been in control anyway, so it goes to the Yastrzemski card. Yaz against righties. Needs a 0 through 53, and that is a 78. There will be an error check. A 78 is a ball hit very hard. That is a line shot. Out to center field, Kurt Flood racing back. Kurt Flood's defense is a 96, and he reaches up and he makes the catch. Kurt Flood doing it all, like Bogey and Bacall. The Red Sox come down to Tony Conigliaro. The Cardinals 1 out away from a 2-0 victory here in Game 7, in which a home team would not win on their friendly confines. If the Cardinals get this last out, they would have taken 4 games at Fenway Park. The Red Sox took 3 games in Busch Stadium. And it's the what if, Tony Conigliaro, man of the hour. He's hit the ball quite well in this series. Singled his first time, struck out against Gibson in the 4th, and grounded to first in the 6th. Tying run on deck in George the Boomer Scott. Here's the pitch. Oh, so now Gibson's control factor goes down by 5 more. So it's 10 through 49 now. Looking for the final out. Here's the pitch to Tony C. And that's a 55. That's where the control factor comes in. We go to the Conigliaro card. Due to Gibson's fatigue, Conigliaro needs a 0 through 44. And this ball game will be over because the green die is a 7. And the red die, who cannot witness the defeat, jumps the shark. But we save the red die. And again, this would just be academic unless there's an error. Let's just roll that. And that's a 71. As I come back around. So a 71 off the Conigliaro card. Righty-righty matchup. Slowly hit ground ball. Back to Bob Gibson. Ball game over. He's a 99. We roll a 93. It doesn't matter. He's a 99 defense. The Cardinals celebrate on Fenway grass. They take the series in 7, 2-0 on a 2-run homer by Kurt Flood in the top of the 9th. As the curse of the Bambino continues in retro-style replay, 1967 World Series. What if Tony Conigliaro and Sparky Lyle played? So Conigliaro grounds out as Gibson throws to Cepeda. And the celebration is on. They'll be popping champagne soon. Gibson wins 2 games in 3 starts with 1 no decision. And this is what you would call a tough luck loser. Jim Lonborg goes to the top of the 9th. Top of the 9th, folks. Tie ball game. I rolled the dice and I misread it. I thought Brock homered off him, but I had looked at the left-handed batters against left-handed pitcher card. portion of the card. Instead, the 32, which is a homer lefty-lefty, is only a single. We stole second. I thought about bunting with Flood, and I said, no, he's due. And he hits a 2-run homer. I wish I had bunted. No, I'm just kidding. So what a series. That was a lot of fun. I've been wanting to do that. I like dice baseball. Holy cow, I did it in under an hour 30, and I talked to the chat and everything. As Ron from Retro Sports Network says, second sim series the Sox lost this week. You are correct. Ron had one where they lost in his pre-play, which became a replay of sorts. Dave Little says, nice bogey and Bacall reference with a smiley face. And Ron Juckett says, an honorable mention to Jim Lonborg, he wins a ski trip. Ooh. That was really fun. I really do like this dice baseball game. Okay, I buy a lot of baseball games, and I'll be playing some more All-Star Baseball, which I bought off my friend Craig. I like the game. I'm tweaking it just a bit. I like playing it the normal way, too. I just want to try something. I might play the way I've tweaked the defense just a little bit. Possibly might change that up just a little bit. But I do like the game. Very colorful, plays quick. Again, if you're... I had another person trolling me on my page thinking that I was involved with Craig. The only thing I'm involved with Craig is I bought the game and he's nice and I talk to him a lot on Twitter. And we correspond discussing his game. I have no monetary value in that company at all. And I kept getting trolled, and I said, as long as you can have your opinion on my page, that's fine on my channel, but don't get rude. And I said, I'll let you do it one more time, but don't keep coming back with the same nonsense. And he did, and finally I had enough of him and got rid of it. And I had it up there for a while. I don't care about comments. Just be... The other guy who I was talking about, I left his comments up. I didn't care. He had a point. He didn't want to haggle back and forth or discuss it when I brought up valid points of other fights that fighter fought in which he was hurt. So, anyhow, lots of fun. Dice Baseball, if you download it. This is Dice Baseball Itinerary Hobbyist. Let me switch this now. So, we went an hour 30 for the game, or under an hour 30. And that was a lot of fun. I'm going to come back. Oh, wow, that's not lined up right. That's horrible, Al. Oh, no, that's not bad. Here we go. Oh, look at me. Anyway, it's Dice Baseball. Man, I look tired. I didn't sleep well. I'm not feeling good. I could be dying. Shit happens, right? Dice Baseball, the demo, it's Gen 1400. It's on one of my, if you go to one of my Dice Baseball games, but I think it's Gen 1400 or 1400. I think it's Gen 1400. And you can download a free demo, and it has 1984 playoff teams. Tigers, Kansas City Royals, San Diego Padres, and Chicago Cubs. And you can play the game for free. You download everything. I like the game so much, I downloaded... You can buy, like, seasons from $5 to $3, depending what year, when you download them, PDF. And I just cut them out on normal paper. Unfortunately, I got to get a better camera so you can actually see these things. I just cut them out on normal paper, okay? And it's fun. I enjoy the game. When I play offline, I play slightly faster. Not much faster, to be honest with you, because I look at things, I call the game in my head and stuff. But it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. No, there are charts. There's plenty of charts, but to be honest with you, once I'm only basically using 2 or 3, okay? And they have charts for everything. But you get used to it, and your style of play, you don't have to use all the charts. You can, a ball hit to the right side is either going to go, I mean, this dice indicates the way I do, you know, instead of re-rolling, you only need 2 10-sided die. I use 3, that way I have the field indicator for a ground ball or a line out. On a fly ball, it took me forever to figure this out. It was driving me nuts. It's so stupid of me. You just use the dice roll itself on a fly ball, which is anything in the 80s or 90s. So, really fun game. I like it. And if you're worried about affordability, this is a nice game. PDF. You can actually even get the field if you want. And it looks like I kind of like made my own sort of cut and paste. But it basically looks like, you can't really read it. That's why I don't use it. But it's kind of neat. Plus, I have the All-Star Game mat, which I love. That was worth, to me, the price alone of the game. And I might be picking up that 67 playoff series, but I sunk a lot of money into games recently. So, anyway, it looks, I kind of hodgepodge this thing together with screenshots. And it has the, you could actually, it's tough to read, though. So, it didn't really work out the way I thought. I didn't want to pay $15 to get that and not be able to read it anyway, most likely. Also coming up on the channel at some point, hopefully next week. I might do it this week, but I'm not confident in the game yet. I love the game. I played it. Is Bleacher Bums Gaming Glory Days Boxing. He was kind enough to give me a beta to test. And I'm enjoying playing that offline. So, alrighty. Thank you very much, everyone. We had a nice time. And quite a few people in the chat. And I can't see. There we go. Oh, boy. That's going to fall over. Anyway. I'm going to come back shortly. What's it? 10:29? I'm going to come back shortly with a little mini chat with Al, and I have a project for all of us. We're going to pick, not necessarily tonight, but I'm just going to tell you about it. I've got a list of players who played for the Red Sox and Yankees, and we're going to pick teams, or just a team, or maybe we'll pick multiple teams and have a league, and we're going to call them like the Yank Sox or the Red Yanks or something like that. So, anyhow, I want to go through the thank yous. As Dave Little says, you'll just have to take comfort in the real-life triumph of the Red Sox. I'll take it. I'll take it. As Todd from Itinerary Hobby says, thanks for playing great series. Thank you, my friend. Please check out the content creators in the chat. They're friends of the community. We are a nice community, a good community. A lot of diversity in this community with content creators. I mean, it's unbelievable. Ron Juckett will tell you. Ron is like a recent member. I mean, I've known Ron for a while, but we've now done things together on YouTube. Itinerary Hobbyist is really fun. Original Grognard, one of my partners in crime on our Saturday shows, which that's where Al says silly, stupid things. Again, it is for fun and to see how many subscribers I can lose when I say things that people take way too serious. As I love to say, you know I'm right. Anyway, we have a fun community. We support one another. And the original Grognard's part of it. Wonderful military strategy with some sports might be coming up soon, he says. And Itinerary Hobbyist, that's Todd. Another great, fun military strategy channel and some sports. Dave Little, I saw him in Elian Olaf's chat. And he came over. That was kind of him to come over to my game. Thank you very much, Dave Little. Welcome to the community. And if you've been in my chats before and I didn't see you or I don't remember, I apologize. Usually I do remember. Ron from Retro Sports Network, great friend of the channel. Check him out. Another great Retro Sports. Tribes fan, I already told you, he's doing the Vita Blue. He does summaries of months, when he pitches a month, and he has one up now. It's great. As Itinerary Hobby says, I just subbed to Ron Juckett, Retro Sports. Thank you very much, my friend. Check out all the content creators. And regardless of sports or not, I mean, you should come to some of our chats. We have so much fun. Everyone's welcome as long as you're polite and fun and you can have your opinion and we just have a good time. So we had a lot. Elin was in here. Check him out. Please, he's got 29 subscribers. We need, like Ron Juckett said, to get him up there. He's been part of the community for a long time. And sometimes, due to work, he doesn't stream as much. This is my therapy since my mom passed away, so I stream all the time, every second I get, when I'm not helping out my dad. So thank you very much, everyone. And I'm going to be back shortly. Itinerary Hobby says, one of your live shows. We're going to go live in a couple of minutes. But normally on Saturdays, when we do the Dog, Original Grognard, Stratomatic Delaware, Comics with Bueller, and myself. And we bounce back and forth between Dog Sidious' channel and my channel. And we're going to try to incorporate other channels in there as well. So, thank you very much. Health and happiness. Great series. Cardinals take it 4-3 with a 2-0 victory on a top of the ninth inning 2-run homer by Kurt Flood. I'm going to go through stats later on, probably next week. We'll pick an MVP. I'm thinking Bob Gibson, but we'll see. All right. So, health and happiness. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye. God bless. Watch out for the curveball in the dirt. Have a happy and safe Halloween for everyone tomorrow. And you know what's coming, folks. Peace!